This video is about how to set the pit garage grid positions that we will do now. We start with the pit locations, where you have to create the pit locations before you can add garages. So we will at first I only create two pit positions because the procedure is the same for all. And I will also create two garages for each pit location. Even if it's sometimes better to use only one garage for each pit box, because if you, for example, use use three, that is the maximum that you can use for three garages for one pit box. It can happen that depending on the amount of cars that are driving, that all three cars from your team enter the pit to refuel at the same time, and they cannot share the same pit location. So it's better if there's enough space on the track to use only one garage for each pit box. Yes, on this track the track model was a bit lazy, I guess, because he didn't use the garages. The building is empty inside. They put the pit spots on the blue line here and the garages in front of the building. So I will do the same. And you have two methods to do that. Before I start, I will show pit spots, garage spots, and grid positions that you get displayed when I create them. Yes, you have two ways how you can do it. You can drive to the position where you want to have the pit spot, or you can move the car by using the keyboard. You can hit the keys on the left side, Control and Shift. I've done that now, and you have seen that the car moved. If that is the case for you, click Alt and T on the keyboard to use the old tire model. Then you can, what I will do now again, you can hit the keys Control and Shift, and the car stands still. Okay, and yes, you can move the car by hitting Control and Shift and use the arrow keys to move the car. When you want to move it quicker, you have to click Control, Shift and Alt and use the arrow keys. You can see it moves much quicker then. Okay. I will drive the car for the pit positions and use the movement with the keys for the garages. Okay, you first go to the sub-menu, Set Grid Pit Garage Locations, and we want to have the first pit here. So you click Add Pit Location. That is marked as done already because we have the one on the start lane, but we override it now. Click again, record pit location to 1. And if there's enough space, on your track, I would recommend to at least leave one length of a car, a space between the grid positions. Okay, we put the second one here. Now you can see the blue box gets created, and you have the number of the pit location displayed. Okay, we have now 2 pit locations. There's also a thing that sometimes a bit strange. When you go back, when you go back from a sub menu with the back button, the screen appears empty. Sometimes it's enough to move the mouse into it and scroll with the mouse wheel to get it appearing again. Okay, now we have the 2 pits positions. Now we want to add garages. One other hint: if you use the movement with the keys, don't put the mouse over the menu. If you do that, the position where the mouse is over will be moved, and that is something that you don't want. So if you have clicked something, remove the mouse from the menu again. Okay, I will this shall be the first garage of the first pit, so it's the first entry. We called pit 1, garage 1. Is again marked with done already because it's again the one on the start finish lane. So we click again, and you can see here 1 is first pit, first garage. And we move the car a little bit. And create the second garage for the first pit. First pit, second garage. Here we put the first pit of the second garage. Second pit, first garage. And second garage for the second pit. And we leave it again. Yeah, now I am in the menu, but scrolling doesn't bring the menu back, so you have to go to the slider here, click on it and try to stretch it a bit. You need to have that 1 or 2 times that the menu appears again. Then again save waypoints. Okay, now we have 2 pit spots and 2 garages for each of yes, 2 garages for each pit spot. And while we are driving here to generate the grid positions, we can also use the chance and create aux locations. Add aux location. This is the same submenu again. Set grid pit garage locations. Add aux location. As you can see here, this one is pace car formation start, pace car pit start. Both are empty because we haven't defined them yet. So you can position the pit start somewhere or nearby the pit lane. It depends again a little bit on the space that you have on the track. I simply do it here now. Pace car pit start. As you can see, you only see then, or see the AUX2 is written here, so you know the position was noticed. But to get that be shown here, you have to have the pit spots visible, also shown. If you hide them, the notification disappears, as you can see. So if you wonder why that AUX2 doesn't appear, you probably have the pit spots hidden. Okay, back, save waypoints. That is the one for the pit location, and now we also create the one on track, where you can use a position that is in front of the track. I would put it 10 or 15 meters behind of the Xfinish object. So here you can see the start finish line, where also the Xfinish object is on this track. And you go a little bit in front of it, and then you click Pace Car Formation Start. Okay, now you have AUX1 written here, and you again save waypoints. Now we define the grid positions. If the track, like this one, has marked grid positions on the road surface, I would recommend to use these and position the car where the lines are to get it looking good in game. So you can do it in that way, like we had defined the pit garage position before. You move the car to the position and click the button in the menu. This is again the set grid pit garage locations, and then add start locations. And yes, you put the car to the position, click record start 1 for the pole position, and you can see you again have the blue frame and a number, which is the first grid position. But there's also another possibility, which is much quicker, but will not almost never match the positions that are marked on the track here, but I will show you that option also. By the way, I would recommend to click save points. It's better to do it 2 times too often than to do it too less, to lose some things that we have made already. Okay, there's an auto generation function for the grid spots that can be found in the unsupported test option submenu. It's called auto grid gain. Now it's set to off, as you can see here. When you click on it, it gets to auto grid gain follows main. That means when you have the first position created, go to the second one and create that. All following positions were generated automatically. So that is a very quick solution if you just have, as I said, no grid spots marked on the track. So I will demonstrate that now. Yes, you click Auto Grid. Yes, that is the default setting. Auto Grid gain off, and you say Auto Grid gain follows main. You can do the same with the alt grid positions, but we'll tell you something about that later. Now, for now, we do it all only for the grid. Okay, you have set that. Go again to the set grid pit garage locations and add start locations. As you can see, start location 1 is done. Then we move the car to the second position and click on record start location 2. Now you can see all entries are marked as done. I again hit save waypoints, and you can also see that the spots, the blue boxes, don't match the marks on the track. So that is really only an option if there are no grid positions painted on the track. And if you do that automatic generation function, you can see that the grid follows the waypoint path, and you get 103 positions because there's the maximum. Here the last one is the number 102, and the first one is 0, so it's a total of 103 positions. You can see that only the blue frames are created currently. Keep that in mind. Okay, one other thing is that you have to define a so-called teleport spot that gets used when you have special starting procedure and with a formation lab, and you don't want to drive the complete formation lab and interrupt it, that the cars get ported to positions that are defined with that teleport spot. And normally it's should be put in front of the start finish line, and depending on the space that you have there, I would use distance from, let's say, 50 to 100 meters. I give it a bit more here, let's say that are 12, should be around 50-60 meters now. Then you mark a waypoint, and in the opening menu you click on Special Slowdown. Now it's shown with none marked. You click on it and it shows all marked, so this is done. And again, save waypoints. Okay, now we have pit spots, we have garages, we have grid positions, we have the aux positions. To the alt grid positions, normally there is no need to set them to another position than the grid spots are. Exceptions are, for example, oval courses, where sometimes the alt grid is located in on the pit lane. But for a track like this, you normally can use the same positions that you have used for the grid. So we will copy this section later in the AIW file. Okay, now after all things are created, again to ensure that you have done it, save waypoints, then you leave the track to the menu and enter it again. Open the AIW editor again, show hide menu, and we show pit spots again, garage and grid positions. So as you can see now, if the car moves, switch between the tire models with Alt and T. Sometimes it's better to use old models, sometimes new. I don't know why it's in this way, but you can switch easily by using Alt and T. Okay, as you can see now, the pit position has 2 waypoints generated now. It's the same with the other one, the first one, that also has 2 waypoints, and it's also the same with the grid positions. They all have 2 waypoints generated too. Only the garages don't have waypoints. They don't need it. And that is a very important thing now. These positions have to have generated waypoints to let the AI know that they exist and that they pit properly. If only the blue frames are there for the pit position, for example, the AI will enter the pit, drive through it and leave it without refueling, because they don't notice that there is their pit spot. And when you, for example, edit an existing track because you want to add some more, want to have some more cars on the track, and you add, for example, 5 new pit positions with garages, and let's say 2 garages per pit, that are 10 cars, and so you add 10 more grid spots. And yes, you do add these spots, leave the track and load it again to let the game generate these waypoints, but that doesn't happen. You load it again and the waypoints are still not there. Then you can do something that is also in the menu, and this can be found under unsupported test options. And that is the button Reset Special Waypoints. As said, if you have added some pits and grids and have left the track and loaded it again, and the blue frames are still there but no waypoints have been generated, you do this. You click on Now I have made 31. You click on unsupported test option, open unsupported test options, and click reset special waypoints. Then you go back to the menu, save waypoints, leave the track, load it again, and then the waypoints should be generated. Okay, because we haven't added something, I'll leave the track now without saving, because I had marked wrong, or I clicked the wrong button before. Now we will put the grid positions from the grid section also into the alt grid section. So yes, mark all entries, copy them, and paste them into the alt grid section and save the AIW file. Then load it again. Now we will check again if the waypoints for the alt grid positions are generated. Okay, enter the AIW editor again, show alt menu, and we show the alt grid positions. Yeah, as you can see, the waypoints for the alt grid positions are generated. So unselect all and save waypoints, and that's it so far to the setting the grid, pit, and other locations. Okay, that it was.